Do you think card grading is a scam? I don't think it's a scam. I think it's highly worthless, though. Unless you're trying to make a living as a card seller, I don't know why the you'd ever grade your cards.
Gentlemen, ladies, haters, we have a PSA class action lawsuit, and guys, the lawyers in this case need your help. So make sure you get on the edge of your seat and find out how you can be a part of finally holding PSA accountable for how they have treated this community for the better part of 30 freaking years.
In the garbage.
But before we get into how you can help in this lawsuit, we did a couple videos on this topic in September. So let me summarize how we got here.
Here we go.
A sports card dealer named Card Registry sold a PSA 10 Magic Johnson Larry Bird rookie card to a buyer, and this buyer decided to get this card reholdered by PSA. The card went to PSA and the card was reholdered in a PSA 10 slab. It's very important to remember this.
You can Google it.
The card was then listed for sale at PWCC. While the card was listed for sale at PWCC, a well-known scammer who reportedly goes by the name Copperfield got in touch with PWCC and said, haha.
And can you adopt me?
Have I gotten one over on you? And PSA. Turns out before the card was reholdered by PSA, the card was actually in a fake PSA holder.
Yeah.
And the scammer called to brag to PWCC about it.
This is my friggin' house.
So PSA had an opportunity to essentially catch fraud committed against them, and they failed.
Okay.
PSA took a card that was in a fake slab and was tricked.
Okay.
PSA, some may say, was duped.
Agreed.
When it was discovered the card shouldn't have been reholdered by PSA, the FBI,
That's drama.
yes, the FBI folks got involved and subpoenaed the card for evidence. But this is kind of shady. Before giving the card to the FBI, PSA cracked the card out of their own PSA slab and gave the card to the FBI in raw condition.
All raw.
Now PSA doesn't want to grade this card a 10, and they don't want to stand behind their own PSA guarantee. Guys, to grade a Magic Johnson Larry Bird rookie card in PSA 10, the company currently charges $10,000 for that.
Look at that.
To reholder this card, it would cost $500. On PSA's very own website, they have a guarantee that reads, if PSA concludes that the card was erroneously awarded the PSA grade assigned, or PSA fails authenticity standards, and provided the card has an active certification number, which the card did, PSA in its sole discretion will either buy the card outright at the current market value, which would be $502,000, according to PSA's very own price guide. Number two, refund the difference between the original PSA grade and the current grade if the grade is lowered. So either one or two should be done here. The card is probably a PSA 8 or 9. A PSA 8 is worth around $3,000. A PSA 9 is worth around $12,000. So refund these people the difference between that and $500,000. That's what I think should happen here. This card was reholdered by PSA. It had a valid certification number by PSA. This card was listed for sale when the scammer himself called to brag to PWCC and PSA that he got one over on them.
Okay.
And now PSA doesn't want to pay up for their own guarantee. That's bull. So how can you be of assistance in this matter? Card Registry is seeking class action certification for this lawsuit. And folks, they will need your help in doing so. I've been in contact with the paralegals over at Card Registry and the team over there. I've got a special email address in the video description, psaclassaction@gmail.com. Guys, I'll put a copy of the lawsuit in the video description. I'll put the email in the video description. If you've ever had any complaints, any issues with PSA regarding the grading of your cards, they lost your cards, they won't honor the guarantee, they treated you like, you need to email the legal team and tell them your story, psaclassaction@gmail.com. Please, if you've had any issues with PSA, big or small, send them an email. Becoming a part of a class action lawsuit is really no risk to you. You could end up with a reward or something from PSA in a settlement or a judgment. So wouldn't you want to get some of Ken Golden's or Nat Turner's money?
I have a 9-figure bank account.
PSA, I know you're watching. I know some of you who work over there. This happened under the old regime.
Hello, I'm Joe Orlando.
With Joe Orlando. So I know this technically isn't your fault, but guys, It's time to do the right thing over there. You can look at the circumstances in this and see clearly you guys owe some money in this situation. And if PSA isn't going to make it right, guys, get that email address, psaclassaction@gmail.com. Make sure you pass this along to your friends, anyone affected by PSA over the years. Smash that email address, psaclassaction@gmail.com. We will provide updates as they happen over here at Sports Card Radio. And until next time, psaclassaction@gmail.com. And everybody at PSA can suck my fucking PPP.
Okay?
Agreed?